Hi there. I'm just going to go over the asynchronous activities for lesson 1. Now, the first two are administrative, and you may have already done them. Complete the pre-course survey because it's important that I have sort of this before picture of how our students are, their understanding of Gen AI. And then, and this is really important, you need to go to the bottom of page 12 on the course outline, if you haven't already done this, and follow the self-assessment setup and files guide. And really that allow you to create a Google folder and download a template of the student portfolio, which is critical for your success. And so there are 3 basic activities that you have to do for your student portfolio. And the first one is that general activity that everybody's going to do. You're going to create an account for Notebook LM, and you need to use a Gmail address, but you may not be able to use your Ontario Tech one. You may have to use another Gmail address. That was the case about a year and a half ago when I got into Notebook LM. Then you're going to watch the video on Notebook LM. And then you're going to find one resource from the course outline that you're interested in. It could be a video or a reading. And let me just go over those. So here are some of the resources. Now, it could be a guide. I'm not sure if you'd want to do that, but you could be. Probably not a podcast, but it could be a general reading that you're interested in, or a research article, or and we can go down here just a little bit. It could be a video, any one of these videos that might interest you, or you have to also find 2 resources yourself. So if you find a significant resource that you'd like to summarize and take a look at, you can do that as well. And then you're going to play with this source. You're going to insert the source and you're going to play with it and look at each of the features of Notebook LM, because this is an incredibly powerful tool that'll be really useful for all your courses. You're going to create a briefing document, which is a summary document, which is fantastic, and you're going to review and reflect on that. Is it accurate? Is it a good summary? Does it work for you? You're going to create a study guide to see, maybe you can ask me questions and I can answer them. You're going to create an audio overview, which is a podcast, and you're going to review and reflect. Now, keep C in your mind because we're going to have some fun with that one. Then you create a mind map and take a look at the mind map and see how that works. And all these are going to reflect on that. I would take some notes and figure it out for your reflection on this. And then you're going to use interact mode with your audio overview, which is the coolest feature I've seen. You can play the podcast that you create, and keep in mind that will take 2 or 3 minutes to create. And while you're listening to the podcast, you can click on a little microphone. The AI podcasters stop and say, wait, we have a question here. You can ask a question about the podcast. Now, I tried this out and I asked really difficult questions about what I was doing, and the answers were spectacular. So this could be a lot of fun. Reflect on that because that's kind of cool. And then you create a video overview, which I think is quite interesting as well. Then you go to your student portfolio, and I've given you a Gen AI prompt. Let me show you that. So in your student portfolio, I've outlined things week by week. And you here's the Gen AI prompt that you can use to help create your reflection, because some people have difficulty reflecting, and this will help. And I'll also ask you to use this prompt to do your personal Gen AI project reflection, and this prompt for your in-class contributions reflection. Now, the second main task, if you've done your administrative tasks ahead of time, is to review the 35 ideas for personal projects. Now, these are just ideas to get your imagination going, because sometimes when you give a choice of everything, it's kind of paralyzing. So here are some ideas for personal projects which you can use just to get you thinking, and then you get to select the project that you wish to pursue. But it's important that you pick a project at this stage. And then in a Google Doc, which you're going to store in your class Google folder, you're going to create a Google Doc called Personal Project 1, and then your last name, so I know it's associated with you. Create a title for the project and a 1-paragraph description of your personal project, or it could be in bullet form. And you can use a chatbot to help you with this, to give you some ideas, and then create a detailed plan of the steps needed to accomplish your project. And I think that would be very good for ChatGPT to help you to plan that out and to sort of give you times of it. I would put times on it, and then start working on your project depending on your time. You're going to work on this project each week, so you want to set out your plan carefully. Then go to your student portfolio again, use that personal project prompt, and generate a reflection. Uh, and then finally, you're going to do the community contributions part, which means you're going to go to the student portfolio. And let me show you that again. Here it is. And there's the prompt there. And that will it will ask you questions and then create a nice little summary, which you can edit and then put in here as your community contribution. And then find 2 useful resources, and then follow these examples to guide your entry into this section. And then share the resources. So put the resources here, so I know you have them, and links to the resources, and a nice little description. And then share your responses with the class. There's a Google Sheet that you just enter in your 2 resources. And that'll be it for the week.